Hi everybody, this is another flying rookie video, and this video number 15 of the VC-450 HOVERTHINGS camouflage quadcopter. Okay, this video is I'm gonna talk about an overhaul that I've been forced to do on this aircraft, and the reason of that is that I had some hardware issues on the aircraft, and that's why I had to replace certain parts to get it back to working condition. Okay, this video wasn't supposed to be an overhaul video. It was supposed to be a video of me testing this two-axis seatless design gimbal camera mount designed for the GoPro. This thing was supposed to be a flight test, this video, but unfortunately because of the setbacks I've been getting with the aircraft and the problems with the hardware, I cannot really test this thing in the field the way it was meant to be. But one thing that I could say about this is that I did import an upgrade, and I decided to change the servos for the third time. This thing came originally with turn-of-use servos, and they weren't working right. They were like way too quick and way too weak. Then I put high-tech servos that they were slow the way I wanted. I want them, but they were like too weak as well, and I ended up buying these two high-techs that they are a little bit more torquier. They are HS 65, and these ones are not the Metal Gear ones. These ones they are the carbonite. So the nice thing is that I keep this camera mount powerful, smooth and light. So by using the carbonite gears, I accomplished that. Okay, so this is pretty much what I have to say about this. Okay, let's talk about the hardware failure. Well, first I told the problem was the flight controller. This is the U344 from Gawi. But I said, you know what, let me just replace this with a different flight controller. And I tried the FF free flight controller. Now the problem that I had with these two flight controllers, first with this one, then with the other one, was that when I was flying the aircraft, for some reason the aircraft was tending to fly to the left. And it doesn't matter how much I was training the aircraft on the radio, he was constantly, for no reason, just drifting to the left. And the funny thing is that the flight controllers, both of them, they were mounted level on the aircraft, and so there was no reason. And even if this thing is just a little bit tilted to one side or the other, if this thing is working right, all you have to do is just trim the radio, and then it's supposed to go back to send the put the aircraft to fly level again. Well, that wasn't the case. He was it's like he had a mind of his own. And so after I noticed that these two flight controllers that weren't doing the job, I decided to test this one on my Gawi 330XS, and when I mount this, my Gawi was flying perfect with this. So apparently the problem wasn't this. So I said, you know what, let me mount this thing back into my HOVERTHINGS and see what's going to happen since it's working perfect for my Gawi. So when I put it back in my HOVERTHINGS, it started doing this drifting again, but it was doing it even harder, and I ended up crashing my HOVERTHINGS, and as a result, I damaged the landing gears. And as you can see here, this one is bent and broke, and this one just snapped completely with the other part down here. Okay, so that was a really bad setback. That's why I haven't been able to make videos of flying FPV with this, or flying with the gimbal camera mount and take aerial videos with this aircraft because of that. Okay, so as you can see, I removed all the electronics. The only thing that's still there is the motors, but all the electronics are gone on this. Okay, because I was forced to do the overhaul. So I went to the conclusion that the problem is not really any of the flight controllers. The problem was this. these cheap Chinese generic ESCs that I purchased on eBay for $10 each. This thing was the problem. Probably, I don't know why, maybe, they started, going bad or something. They weren't working evenly. And the thing is, I calibrated this thing several times just to make sure the aircraft fly right. I thought they were, losing calibration or something. But it made no difference. They were just, it doesn't matter what I did for them, they were just malfunctioning no matter what. So, to fix the landing gears, I just got today these the replacement landing gears for the VC-450. These are camouflage ones, so at least I'm going to be able to fix it with no problem. Now, so the solution for the ESCs is I decided to try something that I haven't seen anybody, at least on YouTube, trying before. It's everybody when they buy ESCs, is, the way the hobby market works in the world, most of the ESCs and most of the companies are from China. So I decided to try something different, and I decided to buy 4 Castle Creations ESCs. These are Thunderbird 36. So I got 4. Now, I'm a guy that does, race and bash, RC cars and trucks. And all my RC cars and trucks, all of them, they got Castle. I'm very happy the way they perform. And the thing that I like the most about the Castle is when you have to program the ESCs, all you do is just plug into your computer and just do all the settings that you need to do. And these ESCs, they are just the same as the car ESCs. Now these ones, they don't have that many, you cannot program that much in this other than the LiPo cutoff, the motor direction, it's like 2 or 3 more things, and that's it. It's not like many of these ESCs on the market that you can do probably like 10 or 15 different types of settings. But that's the way I want it. I just want a very basic ESC that all they do is just keep my aircraft in the air, and I don't care about settings of things that I'm never gonna use. So I'm really happy. So I'm gonna try this, and if this thing works, I hope more people they're getting to buy these ESCs rather than buy these generic ESCs. So that way the aircraft will perform the right way. The other thing that I like about these ESCs is they're a little bit more powerful than the ESCs that I had. The ESCs that I had, they were 30 amps. These ones, they are 36 amps, and they are a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter, than the older ones that I had. So they're gonna fit perfect on the aircraft, and I'm gonna have no problem. One thing that I noticed is the wires, they are way too long, so I will have to cut it. Don't worry about it. I called Castle, and Castle told me it's no problem. You can cut the wires that they go to the motor, and you can cut the wires that they go to the to the battery, but just make sure that when you cut the wires, all the ESCs, the wires, they cut the same length. Don't have an ESC with wires longer than the other. Okay, you want this thing to work even. And they told me that because they had experience with quadcopters, but people sometimes they build airplanes that they have 2 motors or 3 motors or maybe 4 motors, and people, they made mistakes and they cut the wires differently, and then nothing works even. So they told me to do that, so I'm not going to have no problem with that. I'm just going to cut these things evenly, and they should work fine. Another upgrade that I did on this aircraft is it's already mounted in the frame, and this thing over here, this is another one that I have from another quadcopter that I'm going to build. This the plate that you use to power the ESCs. Previously I was using this. I custom made this for my quadcopter, but in this particular frame, this thing is a pain to install. I mean, it works fine, works perfect, but it's just the installation of this is a pain. It's like everything goes too cramped. So I decided to eliminate this and buy one of these plates and try and see how it works. So this is what I'm going to use. And the nice thing about this frame is that you can see on this plate, it got, you know, holes on different areas of the plate, because this plate, beside using, you know, these people, one of the flight controllers that they promote to use on the aircraft is the Arduino, I think is the name. And the Arduino is like round, but they also put, you know, holes so you can put this flight controllers that they got this shape, because this thing has the shape of the KK board. So you can, you know, with some stand-up screws, you can mount this thing and it just will give you like a factory fit look. So it's really nice. That's why, as you can see, this free flight controller that I have, they design it with the same dimensions as the KK board. So that's why, as you can see, everything is mounted just like, you know, factory fit. Okay, and the same way this thing is going to be mounted. But then again, like I said, this, I got one already mounted on my quadcopter. It's not installed with the wires or anything. I just mounted just to make sure how it fit. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. It's right there somewhere. It's right there. Probably you can see the stand up. Yeah, you can see the white stand up over there. So at least I know that thing is gonna work fine the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so pretty much this is gonna be it. This video, pretty much I discuss, you know, all the upgrades I'm gonna do on this big overhaul. Okay, so hopefully once I get everything installed, I'm gonna do a test flight with this and make sure that the flight controller is performing the right way, and then I'm going to do another video where I'm going to test the aircraft with this gimbal camera mount and see how it goes with that. And then after that, hopefully, if weather allows, I'm going to try to do my first FPV video with the FPV flight with this aircraft. That's way long overdue. Sometimes when I had the time to doing it, the weather was bad outside, and sometimes I didn't have the time, and the weather was nice. I mean, that's how it is with winter. Okay, so I'm gonna start working with this thing right now, and so this is pretty much the end of this video. So please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share, and thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.